Hey everyone, welcome to Logan's Mosh Pit. Glad to have you here. Do me a favor and please subscribe if you haven't already. Also consider joining my Patreon page for some cool perks. I'll leave a link in the description. John W. Gardner once said, "History never looks like history when you are living through it." Speaking of history, you got here just in the nick of time for a new episode of Music History. During each episode of Music History, I will tell you about some interesting music events that have happened today, August 25th. To make sure this video stays short and sweet, I'm only going to touch on 10 major moments. I put them in chronological order. Let's begin. My shirt might have given it away. First, on this day in 1949, the serious, strict, no-nonsense member of KISS, Gene Simmons, was born. Happy birthday, Gene. Oh dear, we just went from music history to music history. On this day in 1951, Judas Priest's powerful lead vocalist Rob Halford entered the world. Happy birthday, Rob. On this day in 1961, country icon Billy Ray Cyrus took his first breath. Happy birthday, Billy. Of course, his daughter Miley eventually followed in her father's footsteps as well. On this day in 1962, the very valuable guitarist of Def Leppard, Vivian Campbell, came into the world. Happy birthday, Vivian. On this day in 1975, Bruce Springsteen definitely pulled out all the stops by releasing his third studio album titled Born to Run. Not only did Born to Run rapidly race up the Billboard Hot 200 chart to number 3, but it also zipped past the 7 times platinum mark in America. On this day in 1976, Boston made a pretty promising start thanks to their stunning self-titled debut album. It went on to sell roughly 20 million copies worldwide. I mean, come on, more than a feeling? What more could you ask for, right? On this day in 1987, Motley Crue's frontman Vince Neil experienced a quite amusing mustard mishap. Prior to a Rochester, New York performance, Vince requested Frenchie's mustard, but he got Golden's mustard instead. Enraged, he smashed the jar against the floor, and some sharp pieces of glass lodged into his hand. Neil was taken to a nearby hospital to have surgery done on his hand. I think this mustard situation put Vince in a theater of pain, and now, every time he spots a jar of mustard, he gives it the looks that kill. On this day in 1988, Metallica made their 4th studio album available, which was known as And Justice for All. And Justice for All featured one of their top tunes, One, along with the heavy, hazardous track, Harvester of Sorrow. On this day in 1994, Jimmy Buffett barely averted disaster when his plane flipped over as he tried to take off. Luckily, he escaped the plane and managed to swim to shore without sustaining any serious injuries. Last but certainly not least, on this day in 2009, the alarm sounded for Skillet's 7th studio album called Awake. It had some sweet songs on there such as Hero, Lucy, and Monster. Awake went double platinum in the US. Well, that's it. What's your favorite thing that happened on August 25th? Let me know in the comments. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to my supporters on Patreon, Matt and Stacy from Canada. That does it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Till then, rock on.